Today, I'm going to be ranking all of the starting zones in World of Warcraft, and I got this idea because I recently made pointless top 10 starting zone mobs in World of Warcraft, and so I was like, dude, I should just rank all of the starting zones for fun, right? I will say my one issue here is that some of these starting zones I actually haven't played through in a long time, so I don't really know much about them compared to some of the other ones. So just, I'll mention that in my ranking of them. So I just wanted to put that out there first. But let's begin with Dun Morogh. And Dun Morogh is easily an S tier for me. I mean, right off the bat. Dun Morogh might be my favorite starting zone. I always love the vibes of Dun Morogh. It's snowy, it's cold. You enter into this area in the mountains, and it's just like you're killing the trogs and the ice trolls and you're killing the boars and making the boar ribs, and the guys like carry this mug of warm, I don't remember what, like warm coffee or beer. Beer wouldn't make sense. But you're carrying the warm mug, and I love the Dun Morogh vibes just quite a bit. I mean, I'm a big fan of snow areas just in general, so that's already going to get a plus from me. I will say the new Gnome Cataclysm area I'm not a big fan of. I would actually put that in like the B tier. Like, I didn't hate it, but I would rather start in the classic Dun Morogh area that all the gnomes used to start in. Like, I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of the like robotic stuff over there and all the gizmos and gadgets going on. Like, I enjoyed the normal classic WoW Dun Morogh experience, and then going from there. But to me, Dun Morogh is S tier. I love Dun Morogh. It's fantastic. One of my favorite places to start leveling a new character. Elwynn Forest. This one's tricky for me because I think a lot of people are going to put it in S tier. And I know a lot of people know that I'm not a big human fantasy person. Like, in a lot of fantasy games or RPGs or D&D or anything, I don't really like making human characters because I'm already a human in real life. Why would I want to play one in a game? And there's plenty of people that like that, all right? I'm just saying, me personally, I like being the weird races or the weird creatures or, whatever it might be. So I'm going to put Elwynn Forest in the A tier because I still like Elwynn Forest, right? You have Hogger, of course, and all the gnolls. You have the kobolds there. You have murlocs. And I think that Elwynn Forest really captures that fantasy forest vibe very well. Even to this day, I would say it does a great job of it. It just, like, when you think of a fantasy RPG, I think a lot of people will think of like these kind of whimsical, majestic forests, and it's not even like above and beyond. It's not like it's Eversong Woods or like Teldrassil or something like that, but it still has this whimsy to it and this charm to it, and it almost gives me those Lord of the Rings vibes. You know what I mean? Like, you feel like you're in the Lord of the Rings a little bit, which I think maybe was kind of the vibe they were trying to get. So I love that, and honestly, I think if this was just not humans, I might put it in the S tier. But because of that, I haven't leveled through it that many times. I think I've only leveled like a couple humans forever in like the history of me playing WoW. So I'm going to put it in the A tier though. But, I appreciate Elwynn Forest quite a bit. Then we have the Shattered Abyss, which I believe is the Demon Hunter area. I've leveled through this like once, and it was like years ago. And I think I remember enjoying it a bit, but like, I was like, it's okay. I'm not a big Demon Hunter person either, is the thing. I have my one Demon Hunter, and I play them sometimes, but like, I don't know. And I'm not a big like Argus person and that type of aesthetic, but I don't hate it, right? I'm not like, this place sucked or whatever, but like, I might just, I think I'm going to put it in the C tier. Because I don't want to put it in the D tier, but like, I want to rank it high when I don't even remember a lot of the stuff about it. So I'm going to put it in C just because I really don't remember that much, even though I've played through it before. And so I'm like, I don't know. I feel like if it was better in my mind, I would have ranked it higher, remembered more about it. It might just not be for me, so I'm sure someone else will be like, dude, Shattered Abyss is my favorite starting zone, but whatever. It's these are all entirely subjective lists, so I'm putting it in the C tier. The Death Knight starting zone, however, I think I would put this in the S tier. I've leveled through this one a few times, and I really like how this one plays out. And I don't know if this is gonna be one of those things where it's probably someone's gonna be like, it's the exact same as the Demon Hunter starting area type of thing. But to me, I think I just like Death Knights more. So I'm gonna say Death Knight starting area. Like, you have Arthas being like, you're a Death Knight, right? And then you're like stealing a horse for your mount, and you're like fighting people on a dragon, right? You're like on the dragon, like destroying the Scarlet Cathedral or whatever it is, right? I don't know. I just being able to do all those things I thought was really cool. And then you have that big like final battle thing as well. Like it was honestly a really cool starting zone. Now that I keep thinking back on it, I would absolutely put it in the S tier. Mulgore. I think we all know this one's going in the S tier as well. If you know me, at least, and because I love Tauren. All right, I love Tauren. I'm a big fan of pretty much anything Tauren related. Like, I love the open plains and all the green and the Tauren star. I mean, in classic hardcore WoW, I made a new Tauren shaman like 6 times. So I'm well versed in the ins and outs of Mulgore, especially the classic WoW version. The retail, I actually don't really like what they did with the retail WoW version as much. Like having the Quillbore kind of take over the main starting area a bit more, and like fighting and everything. Like, I don't know, I really enjoyed the classic WoW one more. That's also just kind of my personal preference again, but you know, I don't hate the modern retail one. It's just I really prefer the classic one. But I love the vibes of Mulgore. I love the little, you know, journey you get to go on in Mulgore when you make a tar, and I think it's very nice. It's peaceful outside of like a couple areas like the Goblin Cave, where they're just all surrounding you and attacking. The Venture Co area, or like the Harpies, are pretty annoying too, but outside of that, I really like it. Teldrassil. Teldrassil's probably A tier to me. I really like Teldrassil. I've leveled a Night Elf quite a few times as well. And I do enjoy the Teldrassil experience, but there's like something that holds me back from putting it in the S tier. S tier. I don't know what it is, because like I enjoy leveling through it, but there's definitely some points in Teldrassil where I was kind of like, I don't really like this area. Especially once you make it out of that initial starting zone part, because I enjoy that and the little parts after it, but once you get kind of into like the level 7 through like 11 areas, it's kind of I was never really a big fan of that, right? There's like the bog beasts and more harpies. I don't know, like I think that's just keeping it in the A tier for me. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it there. I think A tier is good for Teldrassil. Exile's Reach. This is an interesting one because it's a newer one, right? Well, I say newer, but it's like years old at this point. I really like what they did with Exile's Reach, and I think it's a really good starting zone for new players and even just people that want to like play through it once. I think it's worth playing through it once because it's got this like fun little storyline. It's got zombie dragons. It's got, you know, corrupted ogres, and it's got murlocs and just necromancer quillbores. Like, it's got a lot of cool stuff. And you know what? I'm gonna put it in the S tier. I think they did a great job with it. The more I think about it, the issue is after Exile's Reach. They made the Exile's Reach for new players, and as a new player, you can play through it and be like, dude, that was really cool. And then you finish the Exile's Reach, and you're like, where do I go to now? And they're just like, yeah, I don't know. you could pick, I guess. And you're just like, I don't really know anything about the game though. And they're just like, yeah, I don't know. Just roll a dice. So yeah, but I do like the Exile's Reach. Wandering Isle. I think I've only played through the Wandering Isle completely like once on like a Pandaren monk. So I don't even really remember the second half of it. The only things I remember were from just riding around looking for pointless top 10 stuff. I do like that you're on the back of a turtle. I really like the vibes, but I don't remember a lot of the quest. I know a lot of those little like rabbit rat things are hopping around still. I'm going to put it in the B tier just for the vibes alone. Because like it's kind of bordering on the demon hunter thing where I don't really remember much about it. But I do remember some little things, but I just like the vibes and the aesthetic more. So for me, that just bumps it up to B. If I had to pick one of these two, like Wandering Isle or the Demon Hunter one, I'd go to the Wandering Isle. Yeah. Tirisfal Glades. Oh, this is another one where like I've never been a big Tirisfal person. And I don't know why. I think a lot of people, it's kind of, you know, it's probably on par with like Mulgore, I think, where a lot of people probably dislike Mulgore because they're like, I don't really vibe with Mulgore. You know, it's like the open plains or it's kind of boring or that type of thing. But for me, that's what Tirisfal is. It's very like gloomy forest, and I'm not a big fan of that aesthetic, really. Depending, there's like certain times where I like it, but I'm just not a big fan of Tirisfal. I think the mobs are cool. I think a lot of the stories behind a lot of the things are cool, like the farms that got destroyed, and you know, the Forsaken, like there's Forsaken farmers, and like, you know, I think there's a lot of cool story within it. So I'm gonna put it in the B tier because like I appreciate it for what it is, but it's just not for me, right? It's that type of thing. It's like playing a game where you can be like, dude, this is a pretty good game. I like this game, but it's just not for me, right? It's that type of thing. So that's why I'm going to put it in the B tier. Durotar. Durotar is interesting because I like Durotar, but at the same time, it has a lot of boring areas. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoyed making an orc or a troll, you know, depending back in the day. And, you know, you kill the scorpions and the boars and the little vile familiars. And then you go out and you kill more boars and more scorpions. You know, Sen'jin Village is really cool. And obviously now the trolls start in Sen'jin Village, which I think is pretty neat. In fact, I'd probably rather start there than the orc place at this point. And then you have the, you know, the, what do you call it? The Marines, like the human Marines, like Kulturan defenders, whatever. I can't even think right now. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, Kultura stuff. On the coast, and you have the Thunder Lizards and the Harpies. And then some of those like orc caves, like the shadow orcs or whatever in the caves, they were always really annoying to fight. They'd always kill you in those caves. In fact, hardcore WoW, a lot of people died in the caves with the warlock orcs. So like, I don't know. It's one of those things where I like it, but I also don't like it that much. But like, I'd put it in the A tier. It's actually pretty close though. I'd almost put it in B tier, but I've enjoyed it enough and played through it enough that I think I would still put it in the A tier. I can appreciate it for what it is, and I've had a lot of good experiences there. And I think Sen'jin Village also helps bump it up because I love Sen'jin Village, man. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in the A tier, but it would probably be lower A tier. Azuremyst Isle. That's another one where I've only leveled like once through it with a Draenei, right? I have like one level 20 Draenei or something. And what I know from doing Pointless Top 10 is that their ship crashed here and they like radiated all the wildlife around and like destroyed it. And they're like, hey, can you help us like fix the mistake we made? So like, I don't know. It's kind of like it's kind of weird when you think about it. They're just like, hey man, we crashed our ship and destroyed everything, but like, can you help us fix it? It's like, I guess. So you know what? I don't know. I'm going to put it in the C tier. I think the actual Azuremyst Isle itself, the aesthetic is kind of cool, like a gloomy forest with like a little bit of a, you know, majestic vibe to it with Teldrassil. It's got like a little Teldrassil vibe mixed in there, but they just like messed everything up, and it's kind of sad to be honest. So I don't know. I'm gonna put it in the C tier. Eversong Woods. This is another one where I've actually leveled a few Blood Elves, and I've always enjoyed Eversong, but it's never been my favorite. Like I do enjoy the forest areas, and I think it's cool. But there's just, I think I'm going to put it in the B tier. I don't know. I've never been a big Eversong Woods person. There's some people, it's like, that's one of their favorite zones, right? Top tier, S tier. Like I like the modern Eversong Woods. I like the way they redid it. I think it's a really nice zone, the way they revamped everything. But just even the old one, like, I don't know. It's just not my thing. Like, it's okay. I appreciate it for what it is. I do think it looks cool and everything, but I could never really I never really got into it that much. I don't know. Gilneas. Gilneas is another one I've leveled through like twice. And it's been a while. And I always thought the start of Gilneas was pretty cool, right? Like people are turning into Worgans, like everyone's going crazy. But I think once I got past a certain point, I kind of stopped caring as much or didn't really like the zone as much as you like progress. Like I remember you escape the main area and then you go out into the actual rest of the zone. And I didn't really enjoy that as much. I got kind of bored and I don't know why. Maybe if I went back and played through it, I would actually enjoy it more. Maybe it's just been one of those things where it's been a long time and I need to replay it just to see. Like that, I'm actually curious. I should go back and play some of these zones just to see now that I'm like doing this. Because that kind of happened to me with Classic WoW, where I was like, oh yeah, I never really liked Warlock. You know, Classic Warlock, I always got bored playing Warlocks. And then Classic WoW rolled around. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to play a Warlock. You get a free mount. That's worth it alone. And then I played it and I loved Warlock. I was like, dude, why did I hate Warlocks? This was fantastic. So sometimes it's just like your past self and your past judgment actually kind of clouds your mind or makes you think a certain way. And really, you just haven't truly experienced it or appreciated it, or something was happening in your life or it was like, I don't know, whatever. So I think going into it with a clear mindset and kind of trying it again can really help clear up some things. But I mean, Gilneas, the aesthetic's really cool, but I'm gonna put it in the C tier. I don't know. I don't remember enough about it, and I just remember being like, I don't know. Then we have the Goblin starting zone, which I remember the Goblin starting zone. It kind of has like a GTA vibe to it, right? You're like in a car driving around. You're like doing all these little things. I think that's what they were going for as well, right? It's kind of goofy and wacky. The volcano's like blowing up. You got to escape on the Gallywix yacht. It's actually pretty fun. It's not like my favorite. Like I wouldn't S tier, but I'd put it in the A tier. Although I would say it's actually pretty close. I would rank it above. I'd put it, you know what? I'm going to put it in the high A tier. These are all sorted by my favorite things, by the way. You know what? Actually, yeah. I'm going to... So I got that, and then these. I would say... Yeah, I'd say that. Okay. Actually, I'd probably put this down there. Hold on, let me... Yeah, okay. This is this is my ranking. Left or right, you can read it. I'd put it high A. I'd say it's almost S tier, but not quite. And I think that might just stem from like the surroundings and the like it feels kind of gloomy when you're in like a polluted city and type of thing. But I thought they did a great job with Undermine. Like Undermine's one of my favorite cities. So I don't know, maybe it's another one where I have to go back and play through it. But I really do enjoy the Goblin starting zone. And then we have the Forbidden Reach. I almost said the Forgotten Reach. And I've only played through this one once as well. But I enjoyed it. I remember going into like some area and it's just like you're getting choked out by poisonous fumes or something. And I was like, what? Oh no. And then you like glide around, you do some stuff. I'd probably put it in the C tier because I don't remember that much. But I don't remember, I didn't hate it or anything. Like I wouldn't put it in the D tier. Honestly, I don't think any belong in the D tier. Like there's no zone where I'm like, that was just a terrible experience. Like everything was like at least decent. You know, like it was decent enough to where if I had to make another character, I'd be like, yeah, I could level through there again, right? So yeah, there we go. That's my tier list. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Post your comments down in the comments section. And let me know what you think. So thanks for watching. If you want to go watch top 10 starting zone mobs, I'll put that up on the screen right now. Or I'll put another tier list video up there if you want to go watch that as well. So thank you very much. and I'll see you next time. Okay? Okay. See ya.